Okay, so before starting up this demo session, I just want to give a small introduction about myself as well. My name is Ram Boyepati. I have around 13 years of experience in IT industry. In this 13 years of experience, I've been working for the SQL Server, MSBA Stack, and Power BI, and Azure Data Engineering Stack. So these are all the technologies what I've been working, and I have started this e-classes in 2017. So eclasses.com is our website where you can go and see what are all the courses we were offering, and also eclasses is offering a mobile app as well. So we have a mobile app also. If you want to join any kind of live sessions, and after the session, whatever the recording videos if you want, and daily class notes if you want, you can simply get it inside this mobile app only. And also you can able to chat with our team anytime inside our mobile app as well when you are practicing the sessions. Ideally, in any other institutions, when you are practicing, after the session completion, no one will be there to help you to clarify your doubts. But e-class is having a option for chat option is there. So under this chat option, you can talk with the trainer anytime whenever you want to get the doubts clarification. So to install our e-classes mobile app, simply you can go to our website. Inside the website, you can see there is a mobile app is there. Under this mobile app, if you are trying to install in your e-classes Android, you can click on this one. If it is iOS, you can click on this one. This is the organization code. Okay, so as per my experience from last 7 years, I've been in this trainings over here. So from this last 7 years, I have created a clear roadmap for the Azure Data Engineering course. So most of the people, why they are failing to get the job after learning up this course, there is a reason for this one. The reason is they are just taking a training from any institution, but they are not taking a real world training over here. So that is the reason we have made two programs. One is about the program 1 and program 2. So what exactly this program 1 and program 2? So program 1 is all about like a Azure Data Engineering, Azure Data Engineer, 50 hours duration, 50 hours duration training. So this is going to be happening from Monday to Friday. On every day 1 hour session it is going to be happening. So this is going to be a live sessions daily, and once the class completed, so the recording video will be automatically saved inside our course, and daily we are going to send the class notes as well. Okay, for doubts clarification, always our mentors will be available inside the chat option. Our mentors will help you to clarify your question. So this program 1 what we have will help you to get complete knowledge on this Azure Data Engineering with all the technical things. And most of the people, when they are going to showcasing some experience to the customer, okay, so let's for example they are going to showcase 4 to 5 years of experience on this particular Azure Data Engineering, then definitely you need more stuff, more confidence to crack the interview and to work on this Azure Data Engineering in a real-time projects. So that is the reason I started a second program after the completion of the first program, or at least if you are completing the 50 percentage of this first program, okay, if you are completing, when you are eligible for the second program, this is real time program over here. So whatever the RTP, the real-time program, whatever the RTP, the real-time program, this real-time program is going to be start for the people whoever completed at least 50 percentage of the program one. So once the 50 percentage of the program one completion, then we are going to start this program 2 over here. So in this program 2, what we will do, for every 5 students, for every 5 students, we are going to give one mentor for you. What this mentor will do, the mentor will take daily one stand-up call, one daily status call. Okay, he will take daily stand-up call and status call, and then after first 15 days. So this program is going to be 40 days program. In this 40 days program, what he will do, the first 15 days, he is going to give you 150 scenario based tasks. He is going to provide you every day in the stand up call, and again he will take in the evenings a status call. In between, daily he is going to give daily 10 tasks is going to provide to you. So you have to finish these 10 tasks, and if you are having any doubts when you are facing these issues, then he will help you, always available. You can connect with him immediately to clarify your doubts while you are practicing these tasks. The next 15 days, what we are going to do, the next 15 days we are going to make the interview preparation. The interview preparation means in the recent interviews, when the companies, our students, when they're joining, what kind of questions they're asking. So those kind of question and answer in all the entire technology we are going to make you prepare. And also one real world project. Okay, one real world project we are going to make you end to end over here. Then we are going to take 10 mock interviews for everyone. Then after, finally we are going to help you resume preparation. So this is the complete roadmap for the program 1 and program 2. So most of the institutions are providing this program 1. If you are completing the program 2 also, then you will get a full confidence without having any insecure feeling on this particular course. Then simply you can able to crack the interview yourself, and you can able to work yourself on the real world projects over here. Okay, so now coming to this particular course, Azure Data Engineering. Nowadays, nowadays, data is very important, correct? First, we will understand what is a data engineering. So data engineering means, like many of you heard about like a data engineer, data analyst, report designer, data scientist. There are so many roles are available in the market. So what exactly all these roles are going to do? If you see in all designation, the common point is about data. The common point in between all these things is data. So nowadays data is very important. Nowadays data is very important. The reason because with the data you can understand about the history, you can understand about the present, you can understand about the future as well. That means we can predict the future. We can tell the next month sales. We can tell tomorrow whether there is a rain is there or not. It's a rain forecasting. How can you say? Because of the previous data. So that is the reason a data can tell anything for you. A data can do anything for you. So that is the reason data is very important nowadays. So when the data is very important for any organizations or any business people, because without data, they can't take a successful decision making to improve their business. Without data, they can't take a successful decision making for their business. This is the one single quote will give you a value for the data. So when there is a lot of importance for a data, then definitely the person who is going to taking care of data activities, he also have very good demand in the market. So currently a person who is working on the data related technologies, it might be a data engineering role, data analyst role, report designer, data scientist, he has very very demand in the market currently, and the next 10 years also he has a very high demand, highly paid job in the market, this data related jobs only. Not only in India, in everywhere in the world, when you are looking on the data related jobs, you have highly pay scale over here. Okay, so what exactly the role of the data engineer? A data engineer, what he will do ideally? A data engineer is basically when there is a supermarket. Let's, for example, I have two supermarkets in two different countries. This is US and this is India. So I'm running a supermarket. In every supermarket, you can see there are some billing counters are there. So when your customer is trying to buy a product, what will happen? He will choose the product, and then after he is going to do a transaction. He is going to do a transaction like how much quantity he is purchasing. He will simply goes to this. He will simply goes to billing counter. In the billing counter, the entire information will be added, like what product, who is the customer, what is the sales amount, what is the quantity, everything you can able to see it over here. Then we are going to the transaction data, what is happening will be saved in the backend database. Correct? So this process is going to happen everywhere. Similarly, in this particular billing point also, the data will come on storing over here. Similarly, for India, they are going to maintain their another server database they are going to use to store the data coming from the India over here. This is from India. This is from another billing counter. So ideally, the application, whatever the billing application software will be developed by using a Java, .NET or whatever this. And in the backend to store the data, they can use this database servers. Either it is a SQL server or Oracle server, whatever it is. Okay. So in any business you can observe this is the common softwares they are going to use to develop a business system. You can go to ATM center. What will happen in the ATM center? Inside the ATM center, you can see there is a interface. There is application in the ATM center. That ATM center, when the customer is coming to withdraw the amount, whatever the amount we withdraw, the transaction amount will be recorded, saved that information about your transaction in the backend somewhere database. Let's go to a medical shop. If you are going to a medical shop and buying a medicine, they will give you a bill. So the billing information, everything they will enter in their system. They have a billing software. That entire data will be saved in the backend. So this is very common business structure. Whenever we are going to develop any business, start any business, this is very common thing. or you can go to online groceries and supermarket, online supermarket like Amazon, Flipkart, or Dmart, or Hmart, whatever it is. Okay, from all these things the data will be generated over here. Okay, so now as a data engineer, what's our role and where it will start? This supermarket company owner, whoever is organizing, let's take this is a Dmart. The Dmart owner ideally wants to understand about his business, like a he wants to understand something about his business, because based on that information only he can take the decision making over here. So what he wants to understand, he wants to understand top 10 sales, or else total sales till now, total sales information till now. And the second thing is about total sales information till now, and top 10 products, top 10 product sales information. Then after bottom 10 products, that means very less sales. Bottom 10 products sales. And the next thing is about each location wise sales trend, each store wise sales trend, last 10 years total sales trend. This is how he wants to understand about his business over here. So how can we give this information to this DMART's owners, the reporting managers? Definitely, you have to create some visualizations, reports or dashboards, whatever it is. So by using some visualization tools, you can able to design these reports and dashboards. What are the visualization tools in the market? Either you can use Power BI, or you can use Tableau, or you can use Excel also. Any of one reporting tool you can able to use to develop these reports. But to develop these reports, definitely, definitely, you need a data. Okay, so the data should be in one place. Your business data should be in one place, and also the business data, whatever you have in your business servers, before you are going to load that data, it should be in a well formatted and cleaned and transformed data. What do you mean by well formatted? That means, for example, you can, you can see, for example, you can see here the currency of this India is INR. Indian currency is rupees for the sales. But here it is a USD. But when you are going to present your sales, top 10 product sales, we want to compare these two within the same currency only. Okay, so that is the reason you need to transform this US based transactions sales into Indian currency. So what we are going to do over here, whatever this data in your business servers, we are trying to extract the data from the business source systems, and we are going to apply the transformations. Okay? We are going to apply the transformation techniques, and then finally we are loading the data into our target, loading the data into target system. So transform means, I told you one example. As per my business requirement, the USD currency I need to convert into Indian rupees, and anyhow here I have Indian rupees, so both are in the same format, then I can understand easily. Okay, so what you need to do here, you have to perform a ETL process over here. What do you mean by ETL? ETL stands for extracting the data from different source systems and applying the transformation techniques, and finally loading of the data into your target system over here. That is called ETL. ETL process. So to do this ETL process, earlier days we have some softwares available. Okay. So to do this ETL process, ETL means data processing. To do this ETL process, earlier days we have some softwares like Informatica, SSIS, Abnitio, and Data Stage. Some other technologies are available. And after you are processing the data, you need to store the data, right? So to store the data, earlier days we have some other storage, database storage services available. uh, Business data storage, database services, database softwares. What are those we have? We have a MS SQL server, Oracle, DB2, and Teradata, MySQL. This is how we have some systems available to store your data. These are the services we are going to use. A data engineer is going to use to perform the data, copying of the data from one location to another location. And these are the services he is going to use to store the data, whatever cleaned, transformed, and finally loaded here. So once he is loading and storing of the entire data here, then the report designer is going to taking care of this designing of the reports and dashboards by using a Power BI or Tableau. So if you observe here, a data engineer is going to taking care of the work from here to here. What is the data engineer role? Data engineer role is by using a ETL tool, he has to perform the extraction, transformation, loading of the data into target. Then a data analyst or a report designer is taking care of this designing of the reports and dashboards by using these tools over here. Okay, so a data engineer, what the data engineer will do? Data engineer is performing the ETL process, ETL process, and storing of the business data by using some software services. If you observe here, then after what the data analyst will do? Data analyst is designing of the reports and visualizations by using the data stored by data engineer. Already a data engineer is already processed and stored the data, right? That data can be stored. That data, by using that data engineer is going to designing of the reports and visualizations by using a data stored by data engineer. But the problem is, whatever these ETL softwares and business data storage systems, these are all the softwares or earlier days we were using, and to install these softwares. So first, to implement a project, the client what he has to do, he has to buy all these softwares, buy all the softwares, hardwares, and all the infrastructure. What infrastructure? To develop and to set up all these things, Definitely we require softwares, hardwares, and infrastructure over here. Infrastructure over here. Okay. So definitely to make all these things, he should have some capital investment. Definitely he has to put some capital investment to buy all these softwares, hardwares, or the infrastructure, whatever required. Definitely we are going to suggest to buy these softwares to implement this project. So you should have some capital investment. And the second thing is daily maintenance should be there. All this infrastructure, software, hardware maintenance. And the next thing is about like whenever there is a upgrades means the software or new features, we have to do this upgrading process ourselves. We have to do this upgradation process from our end only over here. And the next thing is about like he has to the employees, whoever is going to work on this project, they have to come to our premises. Our premises means our office premises to work on this one. Okay. So these are all some disadvantages, like he has to put some capital investment to buy all the softwares and daily maintenance cost, and there is a lot of upgradation, and every employee should come to our location. So because of this overhead cost, the customers are not ready to invest this much. So that is the reason they are going to use cloud computing. So this is called on premises. On premises means you are going to setting up all the softwares, hardwares in your premises. What do you mean by cloud computing? Cloud computing means whatever the softwares, whatever the hardwares, whatever the infrastructure you required to develop your project, everything will be everything will be already set up, completed. Already everything setup is completed and ready to use those software services, ready to use those software services from a data center. That means instead of setting up all softwares, hardwares in your premises, in your server, someone, someone means who? I can say a cloud vendor. Who is a cloud vendor? Whoever is going to offering you all the softwares, hardwares, infrastructure from their data centers. Okay, from their data centers, he is the cloud vendor. So who are the popular cloud vendors? I can say Microsoft. They have their business brand name as Azure. Amazon, they have their brand name as a AWS. Google, they have their brand name as a GCP. These three people are currently more popular cloud vendors. These three people are the more popular cloud vendors. What they will do, these three people are offering the software, hardware, infrastructure related as a services to the customers. Simply, they are going to give you one web URL. For example, if you want to use Microsoft Azure, simply you can go to www.portal.azure.com. www.portal.azure.com. By using this one, simply you can log in, and inside there are 200 plus services related to software, hardware, infrastructure, and whichever the services you want for your project, you can use that service. What is the advantage if I'm using this cloud services? The one advantage is no need to invest initially, just pay for the service used based on the time. For example, if you need 1 year for a particular service, you just pay monthly basis. It's a monthly pay as go. That means how much time you are using and what service, simply pay and go. The next thing, any kind of maintenance. It's a zero maintenance because everything will be taken care by the cloud vendor only. And then after, you can connect from anywhere. Those services can be accessible from anywhere. And any kind of software upgrades, automatically they will take care. The data center who is managing, so all these softwares and services, whatever 200 plus, are already set up, is completed in the data centers. So these three cloud vendors having so many data centers available. Out of these three, why we are going to recommend Microsoft Azure only? The reason because Microsoft Azure contains so many data centers. Azure contains very less cost for the services, and more number of services are available, and more number of customers available. So Amazon AWS is from last 15 years. Microsoft Azure is from last 10 years, around 7 to 8 years. Even though now the growth rate for Microsoft Azure is very high. So that is the reason what we are going to do, whatever this data engineering role we are implementing, right? So what you are doing, whatever the ETL services, whatever the storage services, inside the Microsoft Azure cloud we are going to use. Instead of setting up all this in our local computer, better we can use in Microsoft Azure whatever the ETL related services available, whatever the storage related services available. So inside the Microsoft Azure, what are the services available, what are the services available related to the ETL data processing. So ETL data related processing, the services available inside is the very popular services. It's a data factory. The second one, Databricks. These two are very popular ETL services available. You can extract, transform, load the data. Data Factory is a zero coding. You no need to do any coding inside this one. Databricks is small commands we are going to write down. While you are writing the small commands, what language we are using? Either you can use SQL or you can use PySpark. What do you mean by PySpark? PySpark means it's all about like a on top of the Python only. But comparing to Python, PySpark is very easy because in Python, if you are writing 10 lines code, but in PySpark, only 2 lines of the code only. That much easy. So in this course, I am going to cover complete PySpark coding from basic to advanced. Basic to advanced. Do we need any kind of prior knowledge before starting the session with on the Python or anything? Not required. I'm going to teach everything inside, and also this coding is not um, that much difficult nowadays because we are going to use complete chat GPT and some other artificial intelligence tools to learn this coding, and every command we are going to generate from the chat GPT only. So with the help of ChatGPT, how to get this PySpark code, we will explain you in this training. These two are the ETL. Now coming to the business data storage systems. What are the different kind of storage systems available inside to store the data? One is about storage account. Another one is about data lake. Next one is about the Azure SQL. Next one is about the Azure Synapse. So these are the four services available. So mostly these two services, storage account and data lake, we are using to store any kind of data in terms of the files. Files means audio files, video, images, text, CSV, Excel, anything if you want to store, you can use these things. Any data in terms of the database, tables, if you want to store, you can use these two services. So as a data engineer, you are going to work on these services over here. Okay. So inside the Microsoft Azure, almost we have 200 plus services are there. Out of these 200 plus services, we are using only hardly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 services only we are using. Then other services who will use? Ideally in the Microsoft Azure, along with this Azure Data Engineer job. Azure Data Engineer is one kind of job. Similarly, there are 3 more courses are there. Whenever you want to learn Microsoft Azure, as per the industry requirement, we are dividing into 4 different courses, 4 different jobs, different job descriptions. One is Azure Data Engineer, another one is Azure Developer, another one is Azure Admin, and the next one Azure DevOps Engineer. These are the 4 courses offering. Not only in Azure, even if you are going to AWS, AWS Data Engineer, AWS Developer, AWS Admin, AWS Data DevOps Engineer, even for GCP also. What the data engineer will do? What the data engineer will do? Already we have understand by using these services, he can do the ETL processing and he can store the data. What the Azure developer will do? Azure developer is going to develop the applications. What applications? You can see in our example, there is a billing software is required, right? So those kind of billing applications can be developed by this Azure developer. Mostly the people who are having the Java, .NET background, they will goes to this one. Azure admin is going to give you the security related, access related kind of things. Azure DevOps engineer, what he will do? Azure DevOps engineer is going to use to develop, developing in the sense he will make a planning of your project and he will manage your project and deploying of the project into different environments. These two are purely admin kind of activities, very less number of positions. If you have 10 data engineers, 10 developers, there is only 1 to 2 admin DevOps engineer. Both should be done by one person only. That is the reason we don't recommend these 3 type of courses to learn. Azure Data Engineer is very high demand in the market and it's a top rated employment in the previous year and this current year as well. Okay, after completion of this course, if you want to do any kind of certification, what certification exam you need to write down? It's going to be DP 203. After completion of our course, how many years of experience you can able to showcase on this Azure Data Engineering is 4 to 5 years of experience you can able to keep inside this Azure Data Engineering course. What are the prerequisites or anything we need to learn parallelly with this Azure Data Engineering? Okay, so anyhow, in this Azure Data Engineering course, we are covering these ETL services, storage services. Along with these services, I'm going to cover few more things. What are those? Some related to admin related, some related DevOps related as well. So admin related like Active Directory, key vaults, okay, key vaults, some other mechanisms I'm covering. And in this Azure DevOps, I'm going to cover some DevOps related things like a CI/CD pipeline creation or deployment of the projects. These things also I'm going to cover. And a data analyst, he is going to designing up the reports and dashboards, right? I'm going to cover 1 or 2 sessions by using a Power BI, how to design the reports and dashboards. So you will get a complete overview on the end-to-end project over here. Okay. So this is how we are getting all the things. And coming to the prerequisites, you don't have any prerequisites to do this one, but anybody, my suggestion, anybody wants to become a software engineer, whether you are a fresher, whether you are experienced, everyone should know some SQL, basic SQL. You should be aware of that. So that is the reason we are conducting for every student. There is a 20 hours MS SQL course. Separately, we are conducting. You can learn parallelly, or you can do a self-learning, or you can do with our live sessions, or you can take our recorded sessions, whatever it is. Before completing of this Azure Data Engineering, better you can complete this 20 hours MS SQL course as well. It will help you a lot everywhere. Okay, so this is all about the demo session completely on this Azure Data Engineering over here. Okay, so if anybody wants to join our sessions, the very first step what you need to do is you have to go to web.class+app.com in laptop. Okay, in laptop, what do you need to do? You have to open web.class+app.com. Here it will ask organization code SUFKN, and it will ask registered mobile number. Anybody out of India, not in India. So when you are enrolling, instead of giving registered mobile number, give register with email address. Okay, then it will send a OTP. Then you can enter the OTP. So this is the first process you have to do. Before coming to the next session, I am requesting please open this web.class+app.com and enter your organization code. If you are from out of India, register with your email address. If you are in India, then you can do this one. Okay, enter your registered mobile number. Then daily you can join our classes through this only. Let me share this uh, web.class+app.com. I'm requesting all of you, please do right away. It will help you a lot. Please do right away. Okay. Now, any questions from anyone? You can ask the questions. You can see this course content what we are offering on this website, Azure Data Engineering over here. The regular timings when we are going to start and everything, our team will help you, and you just reach out this number 7997457888. They will take care of any kind of questions, any assistance, guidance related to joining of the classes. On this number, you can reach out. Yeah, these are all the services we are covering. Power BI, CI/CD pipelines, admin related. These are storage account data like Azure, SQL Synapse, Data Factory, Databricks. These are all the services we are covering in this course. Abhilash, you are already unmuted. You just click on that unmute option and you can speak. Yeah. Okay. Yes, yes. No, this like you can. This is our website. Inside, we have this content. Okay. So yeah, I just pinged in the chat. So anything more information, you can reach out our executive Ramya also. She will help you to get me any more details going forward. Okay. So when these regular sessions and all those things, you can discuss with her. She will help you. No, accounts should be individually. You guys have to create. For example, if there are 10 people in this training, first one person can create, and that can be used by all other people because anyhow 30 days it's a free account. So within the 30 days, you guys can use by all of you. Then again after 30 days, another person can create, and other people can be used. This is the process we have to follow because one credit card only one free subscription can be created. Yes, that can be enough. Even 10 people are using, there is no issue. That amount is enough. Within 30 days, you can utilize. Databricks, yes, definitely. The Databricks is most about like a PySpark part only. So we will definitely go in advanced level, no doubt in that. Any more questions, guys, from others? Okay, so I have to jump to another meeting. So let's meet in the next regular session. Thank you so much for everyone to join.